Could Run For Your Lives be Iron Maiden's farewell tour? Is the question thousands of Iron Maiden fans have been asking themselves in the last couple of days after the recent Dave Murray interview.
An eye-opener, really.
So let's take a look at what Dave actually said in his Music Radar interview and discuss what it may mean for Run For Your Lives tour setlist and Iron Maiden's retirement plans. Here you go. I'm sure that most Iron Maiden fans have heard the rumors that have been circulating around the Iron Maiden community for several years now, that Dave Murray has been pushing for the band to retire from live touring as he wants to spend more time with his family. Rumors that have not been backed by any evidence at all, except for a couple of "I know a guy who knows a guy who is close to Iron Maiden's chef" kind of posts online. Yet, nevertheless, because of those, it is that any kind of statement about the end of Iron Maiden from Dave always comes with a huge scare, especially since, despite the fact that Dave Murray is the second longest lasting Iron Maiden band member after Steve Harris, he doesn't really give that many interviews in the recent years. And so in his recent interview to Music Radar, Dave Murray, in addition to speaking about the Run For Your Life setlist, of which we'll talk in a moment, also spoke quite a lot about the time when Iron Maiden will quit as the band, saying the following: "To me, there's nothing worse than seeing a band you like on stage and they look like they shouldn't really be there doing it. We're nearly hitting the 70s mark now, but I think we will all know when it would be time. I think there's a time and place to bail out with dignity and grace as opposed to dragging it out. If you can leave it at that high level and then bow out gracefully, I think it would be satisfying to us, and not just flog a dead horse when you're doing it for the wrong reasons. We're all set up for this tour, and after that, we'll see what the future holds." Which, of course, made Iron Maiden fans simply freak out online.
So, Professor, would you say it's time for everyone to panic? Yes, I would, Ken.
So, does that mean that there's actually a high chance that Run For Your Lives will be the last ever tour for Iron Maiden? Well, sorry to break it to you guys, but in my opinion, absolutely no!
The fuck you mean, nah?
First and foremost, if Iron Maiden would seriously have considered a possibility for this tour to be their last one, then most likely Nico McBrain would not have announced his retirement last year after the end of the Future Past tour. As knowing how much of a fighter Nico is, he most likely would have pushed for another 1 or 2 years before gracefully bowing down together with his longtime bandmates. And even more, in my opinion, it is Nico's retirement announcement of last year, which is the most important marker for the whole fact that Iron Maiden most likely are planning to continue their career for several years after the end of the Run For Your Lives tour, which most likely will finish sometime in 2026. And if we read the interview quite carefully, we'll see that there was actually a part in which most likely the interviewer has kind of touched upon this and discussed Nico McBrain's retirement together with Dave Murray, which for some reason got left out from the final interview and most likely will reappear as a special feature on Music Radar sometime in the future. Here guys, just super quick, wanted to say that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to the Metal Pilgrim channel, so if you love nerding out about Iron Maiden and heavy metal like I do and you still haven't done so, I would really appreciate it if you'd consider doing it right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. And in addition to all that, we all kinda know that Iron Maiden have always been operating in the spans of around 5 years or so, meaning that they would always have plans for at least 5 years in advance. And for example, those who are not new to our Up the Iron series know that I, for example, just like many people in the industry, although of course did not know any details about it, kind of knew that the new Iron Maiden tour was already booked for 2025. And it was months before they announced it, actually around that same time when they were talking about how they only concentrate on the Future Past tour at that moment and we'll see what the future holds. So in my opinion, the whole fact that every Iron Maiden band member in all of their interviews are currently trying to only concentrate on Run For Your Lives tour and only vaguely answer any questions about what will come after that or about the possibility of a new material, may only mean that most likely Iron Maiden are actually trying to create an element of surprise and have already started thinking about what will come after this tour. And most likely they will do something similar to what Judas Priest did just several years later. So basically go on their 50th anniversary tour, take a short break, and then come back with a bang of a new album. And by the way, if that album is anywhere near as good as Invincible Shield, oh yeah, we're all up for a real treat from Iron Maiden.
Yes, yes, please just give it to me.
Yeah, that's her.
In addition to all that, in this interview, Dave Murray also briefly spoke about the songs which Iron Maiden may play on the Run For Your Lives tour, which I think was somewhat misinterpreted or rather prone to wishful thinking by some of the fans, including myself. And here, by the way, just wanted to point out that my personal prediction for the Run For Your Life setlist video is actually already available on my Patreon and for all of the YouTube channel members right here on YouTube. So if you're one of those, thank you guys so much, because it is thanks to you that this show even exists. And of course, the link to it will be in the description to this video. But either way, many Iron Maiden fans saw Dave Murray's comments about the songs Iron Maiden was playing in the pubs, which will apparently reappear in the setlist, as a statement that Iron Maiden will in fact concentrate on the earliest material from the first album, which in reality may or may not be true. Because those who are not new to our Up the Iron series know that most of the songs which appeared on the first two and partially on the third Iron Maiden album were actually part of Iron Maiden's live repertoire back from the 1970s. So when Dave said we'll be picking out some of the tunes that we started out with when we were playing in the pubs, in reality, this doesn't really tell us much, and definitely does not mean that Run For Your Lives tour will be a tour concentrating on the early Iron Maiden deep cuts. Especially since Dave didn't actually say that the band hasn't performed then since the time they played in those pubs. So it can literally be any song from the early 80s, which is kinda the whole point of this tour either way. But either way, this is mine, yet another portion of fact-checking and debunking Iron Maiden fake news for you on our Up the Irons series. But what do you guys personally think, and what do you expect from the band on this tour? And do you think the band will continue playing after the end of the Run For Your Lives tour? Please let us know in the comments. And don't forget to check out that Run For Your Lives setlist prediction video if you would like to. But either way, thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!